This concoction will haunt your dreams, so stay tuned.
Happy Halloween, you lovely degenerates, and welcome back to the Fuzzy Wallflower. I am Corey, your host that is not a ghost just yet. It is that time of year again to get spooky, and we have done cocktails based on records before, and I found a perfect cocktail book for concoctions inspired by your favorite horror films, Cocktails from the Crypt. So I picked 3 cocktails from the book that correspond with movies that I have enjoyed in the past, and I can actually pull off. So, with all that said, I am not a bartender. Do not take this as bartending advice, so let's make some cocktails. This first cocktail is called the SAZERAC de Profundi, or Profundis, depending on who you're talking to at the time. It's based on Argento's Suspiria. If you've never seen this, it's a wild psychedelic movie from the 70s. I will say, the remake, one of the few horror remakes that actually did a good job. I mean, you got things like The Shining and stuff like that that just didn't do a very good remake. They just weren't worth watching. Although the Omen remake, I kind of like it. And the It remake is definitely much better as a movie, even though the old one's a cult hit. But yeah, this is basically a SAZERAC. Just got a few little tricks up their sleeve, and let's give it a try. I don't think we made a SAZERAC on the channel yet, so yeah, this will be a first. Okay, with every SAZERAC, it's got the Peychaud bitters. It's got about 4 dashes of bitters. About a Barspoon of Demerara sugar. 1/2 ounces of Rye Whiskey. And here's where they change it up. They're actually using the Strega. I haven't got to use this in a cocktail outside of when we were doing the comparison to the yellow chartreuse. So, hey, if you buy a bottle, you get a chance to actually use it. All right, 1/4 ounce of Strega. All right, it's a stirring drink. And you do a little absinthe rinse. You could pour some absinthe and spin it around and throw it out. Or you can just get you one of these little atomizers and just spray the inside. You don't waste as much alcohol that way. And now, my friends, is a SAZERAC de Profundi. And the cool garnish is you make some glass candy. I've never made it before. I'll put a link up. I go through my experience in making it for the first time. But yeah, you just make you some glass candy and you throw it in there and there we go. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that Strega really just pops out. And there's not a lot in there. That's really surprising. It seems to blend well. It's not so overpowering. I was wondering about not having enough kind of sweetener in there to kind of balance it all out. But I bet the glass candy probably melts a little bit in there. Probably adds to it. But yeah, that is a SAZERAC de Profundi. And the next cocktail we're going to give a try is called the ART-TINI. And it's based on our own favorite Art the Clown from the Terrifier series. Yeah, this is Terrifier 2 because it is the best of the trilogy. I guess All Hallows Eve is maybe not necessarily part of the trilogy, but you know what I mean. It's funny, I saw this in the theater because it's only going to be one night only, because they're just, didn't really give it a full run. They ain't sure how I was going to do. It's a horror movie. And it was packed. One of the few times I've gone to film and it's been packed. I usually try to go when nobody else is there. But yeah, after that happened, it just took off. And so now it's become like a cult phenomenon. And so, yeah, the boys did good. They created something new, but to remind us of something old. But yeah, let's give this martini, or ART-TINI, a try. All right, we got another stirring drink. We got 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of dry vermouth, half an ounce of Campari, and 1/4 ounce of Grenadine. That's an easy recipe to remember. You just got halves. You got 2 to 1 to half to quarter. Man, you can't make it any easier. Let's stir this bad boy. That's a perfect drink to pull out your fancy schmancy silly Halloween glasses. I'm gonna put that aside for a minute because here comes the fun part. It's a most unusual garnish, but I'll show you here in a second. We're going to use Pop Rocks. Yeah, I bought a bunch because I can't find them in the stores. I had to order them from the, that place. And they had come in packs. So, what's interesting is that when we grew up, they always had that logo. But the one I want is cherry, and it's got a different logo. It's like the original logo, I guess. So, let's hope this works. So it says they take a maraschino cherry, I guess the cheap cherries, and we're going to cover it in Pop Rocks. And of course you gotta have the skull head. Now my friends, it's an ART-TINI. Yeah, you got the little Pop Rocks. I guess you could probably use Nerds if you can't find Pop Rocks, but I guess that's the whole purpose of Pop Rocks. So let's give this boy a try. That's interesting. I mean, that's, you got the vodka and dry vermouth, like a normal vodka martini, I guess. It's a little sweet from the Grenadine, but not much. And you definitely taste the Campari, but it's not very strong. That's all right. It's kind of different. It's a little sweet, a little dry, not too crazy. And you get the ASMR. Can we hear it? I don't know. All right, let's try the last one. What is green split pea soup plus tubular bells plus a week's worth of nightmares from a 12-year-old? Oh, what do they all have in common with the next drink? Well, they're all related to The Exorcist. Yes, The Exorcist, the first horror movie I ever watched. And yeah, it gave me nightmares for about a week. Took me about 20 years before I'd ever, give it another watch. But I do think it's probably the reason why I like more religious horror, like the Stigmata, the Conjuring film, much more than just slasher movies. But, that's my own conversation with a therapist to deal with. So, this last cocktail is called PAZUZU's Punch. So yes, the PAZUZU's Punch is a punch. The recipe is made for like a big bowl full for a party, but I scaled it down to like 1 drink size. So yeah, they asked for 2 ounces of simple syrup, and I made it 1/4 simple syrup. They had 12 ounces of gin. I made it 1.5 ounces of gin. So basically whatever the recipe I give you today, just times it by 8, and you can make the punch. I just wanted to try to see if I can make one version of it. So yeah, let's see what we got here. It's gonna be an interesting one. So it's 1/2 ounces of gin, 1/2 ounce of Elderflower Liqueur, 3/4 ounce of Green Chartreuse, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And it's shaking time. And a as to top it off with some club soda. And it says top it with dehydrated lime. Obviously you have the punch bowl, just pour them all in there, but that'll work. And this, my friends, is PAZUZU's punch. It looks like it might pick you out thinking it's a margarita. I got a feeling it's not going to be like a margarita. Wow, that's actually really good. It's not, maybe because the club soda knocks it down a little bit, because you're expecting that green chartreuse and the elderflower to be very herbal, and it is herbal. The lime isn't very strong. It's actually very light and kind of refreshing. I was really surprised. That's all good. That's much better than my experience of watching Exorcist the first time. But yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up. And then we have 3 horror movie themed cocktails for this Halloween to give it a try. I was really surprised, especially by the PAZUZU punch, how delicious it was. I was really expecting it to be like much more in your face. Well, the green chartreuse and stuff, but no, it's a nice balance, especially for a punch. My biggest challenge was learning to make the candy shards of glass. I'll put a link in the description so you can watch the video of me making it, how I made it. It's real simple. It's just, yeah, you know, it's just different. It's not something I've tried before. I keep saying I'm going to do some baking type videos, and hey, that's get my toes into it. The ART-TINI, I didn't realize that pop rocks were such a hard thing to find, and you still hear them. Still just making this little song. So that's pretty unique. That would be a conversation starter if you had a party and use those, but I wonder if you just poured them into the drinks. They might explode. Who knows? But yeah, so far I've enjoyed this cocktails from the Crypt book. We may have to dive into it again next year. Because I do enjoy pairing my cocktails with movies and books, as you can tell. But yeah, well, with all that being said, you know what to do. Happy Halloween, everyone.